Welcome back. It's good to have you. Adam sought to inspire us this evening by saying that you can overcome any challenge. Impossible is meaningless. And Adam used something that is meaningful to everyone. Adam used a personal story to bring home a very important point. And Adam set the speech up by, first of all, asking us to imagine. I can't remember his exact wording, but he asked us to imagine. Immediately engage the audience, cause the audience to do something. Certainly look up and listen. All right, what do I need to imagine? Get our curiosity, gets us involved. And then he talked about the things that happened in his life. He'd stopped going to university, had come to a low period, and the way he worked his way towards being back to where he wanted to be. That's right. And throughout that speech, the gym, his work in the gym, being in the gym, challenging himself. There are no limits, I set no targets, because targets are a limit. And that was a recurring symbol throughout the speech. And that's what he hung the speech on. Challenging yourself. Just as you challenge yourself in the gym, you challenge yourself in life. And I like the use of that symbolism as Adam went along. I heard some examples of the rule of three. And three is a very powerful term. I would say almost mystical. And in one case, Adam said, he quit university, he quit work, he quit Toastmasters. And it just reinforced, quit, quit, quit. And as we went along, Adam then used some onomatopoeia. 10, boom, 20, boom, 40, boom. I would say that could have been even stronger if you'd given it some punch. Boom! It's a powerful word, it's an onomatopoeic word. And in this room it will echo. Yeah. And it's going to have more, and it will have more effect. And as we went along, there was a bit of shifting on the stage. And there's no need to be nervous. This is your stage. And what you had to say was very powerful. So if you're going to move to this side of the room to talk to this area, do that. To this side of the room. And think about eye contact as well, because there were some points where I wasn't sure where Adam was looking. He engaged us. Imagine. He talked about the fact that he quit this, he quit that, that he was doing press-ups and there were no limits. Well, if he looked at us, there was no limits. I wasn't setting any targets. That would have given it even more punch. And it's a Z. You don't actually have to pick up any point. Put a Z across the front, down the middle, down the back, and sweep across the room to engage with the audience as you go along. And overall, a bit more use of the voice, because a bit lacking in punch for me as we went along. But it was, I would say, a well-structured speech. And I certainly will remember that I'm not giving up. So, Adam, thank you very much. I was inspired tonight, and I look forward to your next speech.
Next, evaluating Wole Osesabi is Joe Jagi.
Mr. Toastmaster, speakers of foreign and most welcome guests, and especially you, Wally. This was a fantastic speech. I loved the storyline, and I loved the pictures that you painted. You had a great smile. You came up here, you wowed us all with your smile, and he knows how to work the stage. Wally's getting so brave now, he's coming amongst us. He's here. He learned that at the last competition we went. And he's now brought it home. So anytime soon, all of us will be up the aisle, walking and engaging everyone else. Wally came up here and he started off by talking about his father. And there's one thing I have to say. I will tell you what Wally talked about tonight. He talked about his father, his wife, the cooking, the sat-nav, the freezer, the fish, food, golf, the fox. to talk about the fish. I didn't see the relevance of talking about the freezer all frozen up. It was good to know, but you could have used the time to develop your story and make it more punchy. Because I wanted to know about the fox, I wanted to know about the sat-nav and the fish and Steve and all the other people. But all the things about the food and the freeze and all of that, it was getting a bit much. Apart from that, the other thing that you did, you somehow wanted to talk to this side of the room. And at one point you turned your back on this side. So we must, although we want you to go up the aisle and engage everyone, you need to look at this side and perhaps look at this side. And when you walk up the aisle, go up, and then perhaps you need to reverse and come back down and do the looking. Apart from that, it was a very good story. I liked it. You know the best thing I liked about this speech was the tongue twister. Did you get that? Twiddle, yes, twiddle. I think that was great. And it brought laughter, and I enjoyed it. Well done, Wally.
So up next is the most exciting part of the evening, which draws on all your energy. And Margie wanted to join Speakers Employment so that she could improve her public speaking skills. And she found out that Speakers Employment was the best place to do it.
Yeah.
So while talking to her, I was trying to get our audience a little hint of the table topics, and she strongly advised me not to. So, up next, the table topics.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and honoured guests, table topics is an optimum way of developing the ability to speak on our feet, to speak without any sort of prepared speeches or prepared thoughts, but just as the images come to us and the words come to us, just to be able to do that in a way that is completely authentic and random and completely unscripted. One thing I was noticing today, I mean, isn't it great that the weather has improved?
Yes.
Because it's just wonderful, it's a lot brighter, the sun's come out, the days are longer, that means we can do more with each day. Yeah? And one of the things that I like to do when I have some free time, and if I've got the energy, one of the things I like to do is actually to go for a walk and to explore London. And I love to walk around areas around the City of London, especially anywhere around sort of London Bridge, the Embankment, along the river. I love to be along the river, and I find it's really, you know, inspirational. And because we live in a quite densely populated city, it's nice to get by the river, and so we can be a bit more with nature. One of the things I wanted to ask you, as part of the table topics today, was what do you like to do when you have free time, and why? So I'm going to ask table topics participants to tell us what do they like to do when they have free time and why. And I'll start with David.
Madam Topics Master, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, most distinguished and welcome guests, what do I like to do in my spare time? I like to read. I've recently got an e-reader, e-book reader. Do I prefer that or books? That's another whole other speech, that is. But I was reading recently about the history of Southwark, as it happens. Did you know that in Southwark there's a little road called Thrale Street? which is named after Mrs. Thrale, who was a friend of Dr. Watson. No, not Dr. Watson, the other doctor, Dr. Johnson. Yeah? And next to Thrale Street there used to be a brewery, which was originally Berkeley's brewery, that later became Courage, Berkeley and Simmons. And the Berkeley, who was the original person involved, was a son of the Barclays bank family. And apparently a couple of hundred years ago, there was big riots by the workers outside this brewery. He calmed them down, he offered them free beer, but he cheated them because he sent word to the local militia to break up this disturbance. But another interesting thing is the term horsepower. I think it's all decimalized, or it's kilonewtons or whatever, I don't know. But horsepower is the measure of the power of an engine. That was first devised at that brewery in Southwark. Because in whenever it was, James Watt's business partner, Bolton, installed one of the very first industrial steam engines in this brewery. And the owner said, "Wow, what's this like? How powerful is this?" And Bolton said, "Well, it's equal to X number of horses." And that's how horsepower came about. And Tommy's master.
Right, thank you very much. Next, I would like to ask Adinola to tell us what he likes to do when he has some free time and why.
Madam Topic Master, most welcome guests and fellow Toastmasters. What would I like to do in my quiet time? 3 things I would like to do in my quiet time. First of all, this is in order of preference, of course. First of all, I like to be with my wife. The reason for that is my wife talks a lot. But she's a wealth of information. So just by listening to her, I learn so much from her. So I speak to her. And I do the occasional, yeah. Well, I like to do that. Secondly, I like to listen to jazz if my wife is not around. I listen to jazz, especially Miles Davis or John Coltrane, because I get inspiration from the experience. Last but not the least is where we live right on top of a hill. And you can see London all the way down. And sometimes I just like to stand at the topmost room of the window and just look down and marvel at the wonder of London, especially when you can see the London Eye, all sorts of buildings. I just love standing there. So thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to ask Abby to share with us what she likes to do when she has some free time and fun.
Well, when I have free time, not a lot of it actually, but when I have free time, now that the weather is fantastic, I go on my, what I call powerish walks. They're not power walks, they're not slow walks, but they're powerish walks. And because I live in Crystal Palace, there's lots of hills and steep hills, as Joe knows. So I walk round down my road, so that's downhill, then I walk up the side of Grange Park, or it's Grangewood Park, and I discovered on my walk, and uphill, which is quite, that's a little bit mean, and then I go across, and then I walk down, Cypress Hill, which is, I think it's the steepest road in London. It's a gentle slope. It's not a gentle slope. So even going downhill is quite hard work actually without, so I don't want to trip. I've got visions of myself tripping down and rolling down to the bottom of the Cypress Hill, which I don't want to do. And then I continue up, and then I walk up Fox Hill. I think actually Fox Hill is the steeper of the two. So I think I praise myself every time I get to the top of Fox Hill and panting and weighing in. There's always somebody walking down as I'm going, and they give me a little grin. I just kind of go like that, get to the top, and then I end on a really lovely calm bit. I've got my earphones in, I'm listening to my uplifting music, and I walk around. I think it's Upper Norwood Recreation Park. I walk around there, and then I feel that I've really done it. I've done my exercise. I feel good about myself. I'm relaxed, and that's it, ready for the day. Thank you.
And finally, I'd like to ask Joan to come and share with us what she likes to do when she has some free time and why. Thank you.
Madam Topics Master or Mistress, speakers of Croydon Animals welcome again. Free time. What's that? I keep myself busy. I'm a retired lady, but I give myself an hour dinner break every day. How cool is that? I wake up every morning at 6 o'clock and I'm at the gym at 6:30. But you understand the walk that Abby just described? I do that also. And my challenge is Cypress Road and that other windy one just below there. It is horrible. But when you've done it, it's really, you feel good. You feel you've done something. And I come back and I brag to my mother, guess what? I've just walked for 2 hours. I walked from Davidson Road in Addiscombe to Elmer's End. Then I go up that long road to Crystal Palace. And then I go down and get back to my house. On a Sunday morning, that takes me 2 hours. But I feel so great. My daughter says she runs 8 miles. I don't know, you can run 8 miles, but I have walked 2 hours. So that's one of the things I like to do. I also like to visit parks in London. I belong to U3A, and I belong to a group like Looking at London. And what we do, we go to parks and we have tea and biscuits and cakes, and I think the red light is on, apart from other things. Thank you. Thanks for that,
Sorry,
Joan.
Joan.
Did you
I forgot.
change me?
No, I forgot.
Well, that was good.
I think we all got some good ideas about what we could all do when we have some free